The Green Bay Packers have submitted paperwork to the NFL to banish the notorious Philadelphia Eagles tush push. The Packers are saying, no tush. Get the tush out of the NFL is what they're saying. I assume you know, because you're listening to a sports talk radio show at a time most people are not, that the tush push is the short yardage guarantee for the team from Philadelphia. Now, the CEO of the Packer football team, a guy named Mark Murphy, and he voiced displeasure, not happy with the play there, upset with the signature play of Nick Sirianni and the reigning Super Bowl champions. Said this about a month ago. He complained the formation features a couple of players lining up right behind quarterback Jalen Hurts and then shoving his tushy and pushing him over the line to gain across the line of scrimmage after, obviously, he gets the snap there and runs the quarterback sneak. And when called, and Philadelphia, it has been nearly unstoppable in Philly, but not the rest of the NFL. The success rate of Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, that is the superpower. It is not necessarily the superpower for the rest of the NFL. So let us discuss the question. What is the word for the Packers trying to ban the tush push? So I've got, and we'll get to the word in a minute, but my thoughts on this, we have pugophobia, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and American Gladiators. And we will combine all of these things together, and we're going to put them under the magnifying glass is what we're going to do. Right under the magnifying glass. So to answer the question, what's the word for the Packers trying to ban the tush push? My word is cowardly. That's my word. I'm going with cowardly. You could also use chicken-hearted, which is, I believe, a synonym of cowardly, but either one of those will work. But I'm going with cowardly, and here's why. All right, here's why. The Green Bay Packers ought to be embarrassed. Now, early on, I was like, well, it's not an attractive play, but I've evolved my position over the years. I thought the NFL was going to get rid of this the first year the Eagles ran the play. I thought they were going to get rid of it because it's not good television. But much like Major League Baseball, which got rid of the shift, which I thought was stupid, I also think this is equally stupid. I have no skin in the game. I'm not a fan of the Philadelphia Eagles, with apologies to Fats in Philly and Jonathan in Delaware and all the other Eagle fans that are loyal minions of the Maller Militia, but you know that. But the Packers fan base and the organization should be embarrassed because, like, what are you doing here, right? Like, we can't beat it, we can't replicate it, so we'll ban it. We'll just get rid of it. And it's just a loser mentality, right? So tell me you have a loser mentality without telling me directly you have a loser mentality. And it really is one of those Southwest Airlines commercials from back in the day. You want to get away. If you're a Green Bay Packer person, you want to get away. You're the team trying to change the rule. You're the one that's proposing this right now. We'll see if it actually sticks or not. But my goodness, right? And you talk about soft serve. Now, my diagnosis, I am not a doctor, but I can play one on overnight talk radio. And as a untrained amateur doctor, my diagnosis, the Green Bay Packers are suffering from pugophobia. Now, what is pugophobia? It is fear of the buttocks. That is what the Packers are afraid of. The tush push. They're afraid of the tushy pushy is what they are. It's not that deep, okay? Just go into the weight room, lift some weights, become bigger, stronger, faster, and you too can run the play at a similar clip as the team from Philadelphia. And the play has grown on me from the standpoint it shows you who's actually putting the time in the gym on the offensive line, and Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, he's not my favorite quarterback, but he's obviously physically gifted in terms of raw strength in the leg department and to be pushed by his teammates here. But it is a throwback play. It harkens back to the olden days of the NFL where back in the old days you were supposed to get low and explode off the football, and low person wins the battle, and it was all about pushing forward and all that stuff. Now the NFL over the years has embraced the wussification. If you've seen the kickoff, you know what I'm talking about. But just in the case of the Green Bay Packers, it's do better and be better. Now, page 2, if you are Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, what is your reaction to this news that the team from Green Bay is trying to ban the tushy-pushy? So if you're Jalen Hurts on this, it's really not that hard. If you're Jalen Hurts, it is a trip down the catwalk. You are walking down the catwalk. You are dressed well, and you and your offensive lineman can do a pirouette. Just do a little spin on the catwalk there. Congratulations. Now, it's not banned yet. However, the fact that the Packers are working to ban the play is such a flex for Jalen Hurts. It'll add to the legend, the mythology of Jalen Hurts and the Eagles' offense here. If it is outlawed, that would be a tremendous feather in the old cap of the Eagles if it happens that way, because very few things have been outlawed, plays like this. And there's some comparisons. I think the most famous one that I heard when I was a kid was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who was known as Lou Alcindor at UCLA, and he was so dominant, the NCAA banned the slam dunk. A lot of people don't know that. If you're of a younger age, you might not know that, but the NCAA actually got rid of the slam dunk. Do you imagine a basketball operation saying we can't have the slam dunk anymore, right? And they did it because they said it was not a skillful play. What does that sound like? It sounds like what they're saying about the tush push. And the Rules Committee said the ban was a result of injury concerns in the NCAA. What do the NFL people say? Well, it's not a safe play, and it's not a skillful play. Those are the same arguments that are being made against the tush push that were made against the slam dunk when they banned that. And they even had data, right? Even back then, before big nerds took over the world, and they claimed, the NCAA, the people that banned the slam dunk, that there were like 1,500 times where players were hurt around the backboard because of the slam dunk, and so they had to get rid of it. And it's the same playbook that people are using to try to get rid of the tush push in the NFL. And the slam dunk being banned was called the Lou Alcindor rule, and it prohibited players from making shots above and directly over the cylinder. So it's a similar. There's still be a quarterback sneaks, but you can't push and all that. Now, last word. So the NFL owners have to decide whether or not they want this thing outlawed. Are they going to get rid of it or not? The NFL owners could vote on the proposal next month at the annual league meetings there in beautiful Palm Beach, Florida. It's odd that the NFL owners never meet in, like, Wisconsin in the winter. Right? They never go to Ohio or Minnesota in the winter. They might go there in the summer, but they don't go there. It's always a tropical destination. Have you noticed that? Yeah. Anyway, so if the proposal does not get taken off the ballot, the Packers could retract or withdraw the proposal, I guess is the proper verbiage. So if the proposal goes to vote, then they need 24 votes out of the 32 teams to ban the play. So 24 out of 32, if they vote in favor, then the play is outlawed. See you later. So how should the NFL handle the tush push going forward? So the obvious answer, my position on this, the answer is to just do nothing and say, go pound sand to the Packers here and keep it around. If anything, the one compromise, the common ground I will give you is to level the playing field. Now, the way you would level the playing field, since you are allowing two players to push the tushy of Jalen Hurts, I think what we should do is have equal tushy-pushy on both sides. So instead of just the offensive players being allowed to partake in this, how about you allow the linebackers to push the defensive tackles and make it like American Gladiators back in the day, a game of tug of war, and may the strongest team win Because right now it's not. There are defensive players that can match up strength-wise with the offensive line and Jalen Hurts of the Eagles. They're not given the opportunity because if they do that, it is a penalty against the defense. Right? Make it a strongman competition. Who's against that? Who would not like a strongman competition to decide who gets the first down? Right? I don't know anyone who's got half a brain who doesn't think that's a great idea. And as for the it's not fair crowd, you must get rid of the tush push. It's not fair. Well, everyone has the same opportunity to run the play. So it's absolutely fair. Just because your team sucks at it is not the Eagles' problem. It's not. And you could also argue that for many teams in the NFL, if you've watched in recent years, the forward pass is also a play that is not fair because if you don't have a quarterback named Mahomes or Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, someone like that, regular season Lamar Jackson, then chances are your team is not that good at throwing it, and your quarterback can't throw it as accurately or as far as those quarterbacks, so it's an unfair advantage. And many players get hurt when they catch passes because if they don't catch passes, it's harder to get hurt. So if you want to play that game, we can play that game, and what a fun game it is. And I'm not against playing the game. I'm not.